And here we are, game number 1 between MbL and Yo. Again, this group, you've got Hart and you've got Hera, both incredible players waiting for them. Loser of this group could be under a lot of pressure here. It's so important to start off with a victory. And mr.yo going for the classic pick, going for Huns, known for their flexibility if the map stays open. And mr.yo on the offensive to start it off here.
Yeah, let's take a look. This will be the scout defense for now. Only one spearman in the back. And this villager could die here potentially. Could be the save. Ooh, this is intense. Right from the get-go.
Yeah, it is. And this is exactly what the Huns are going to need. There's a conversation that we're going to have at some point about how this scales. But I think if MbL can clear this army up, he won't be too unhappy with this. One villager loss is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and now he gets all the map control, gets forging behind this as well. Neither player really thinking about too much on the water. mr.yo now with the dock and adds one fishing ship. No navy yet, but MbL wants to change that.
Yep, so they'll mix it up a little bit here. I think MbL, he will want a fast start here. Obviously, everyone wants that, but he can be a very nervous player at times. And so far, this has been pretty good for him. I think what MbL's described as is a chaotic player. And so he will want to have 5 or 6 different armies around the map. He's not going to want things to be controlled from mr.yo here. And so the scouts with forging have their opportunities at the moment to do that.
And MbL saved one scout with 1 HP. And we saw in the game before where Viper had to build a spearman and was limited with his vision. MbL's map exploration will be really good after this.
Yeah, and mr.yo doesn't see that the stables, or rather the dock is on the way up. Nice scout micro here from MbL. And MbL getting bloodlines as well. So heavy, heavy upgrades for MbL. Also, sometimes if you lack patience, or sorry, if you lack confidence, you lack patience. And I like how patient MbL has been so far with the scouts.
So he tries to make something happen through the center. Second stable added, town center helping out, and that's a lot of HP loss on the spearman.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there is another spearman there, but MbL going to add even more scouts. This is tough with Huns, right? You can't house wall to panic and keep your villagers protected, and that is one of the weaknesses in high-level Age of Empires. 2 villager kills now for MbL.
Mobility is still there. Defense for MbL a bit tricky at home. Full scout production. Is this a spot where you actually go for armor on your spearmen?
Possibly, but I don't know if mr.yo is necessarily thinking of that. Yo's going to go up to Castle Age. Yo will lose his archers again, and MbL clears it up.
What are you building once you reach Castle Age? Is it the CA production? Are you going for knights? He doesn't really have a great setup for either. He's so open still.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know, because I haven't seen any of this, right? Like, I haven't seen someone go full scouts with Saracens using the market. I haven't seen anybody pick Huns on this map. mr.yo does have the 3 fishing ships this whole time, which has been a nice addition.
How can he defend against 9 bloodline scouts with forging? Yeah, he has 4 spearmen, but he's so spread thin.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to need spearmen everywhere nearly, or he'll need the quick walls. Scouts will come in from MbL. Yo pulls away. The spearman's pretty weak in there. You also have Hawks being active on the water. They're the scouts on the other wood line. MbL with more villager kills. Yo is tracking it with the spearman pretty nicely, though.
There will be so many dead villagers, right? How can you survive this? And then you need some time to clear this one off. This will be interesting. MbL, I wouldn't be surprised if he uses the market and might even follow up with a reasonable Castle Age timing behind this.
Yep, does he get another one? Just misses her. I mean, it's 7 scouts. Many of them are weak. There's 4 spearmen for Yo. That could be enough, but it's so difficult to keep track of everything. Those 2 villagers just simply forgotten about. So that should be 2 dead vills.
There are no walls at all, right? Some small walls could have helped him.
Yeah.
If you don't have to defend 4 areas at the same time.
Yeah, seriously. It's such a tough game mode for Huns. Such a tough map to play on if you're up against the full scouts. MbL scouts are still alive. But the fishing ships are still alive for Yo. Yo will mix in the Cav archers. MbL still 2 minutes away from Castle Age. MbL doesn't actually have much defense himself. Like, if he doesn't have a tower or something at home, could have some big problems here.
That tower next to the berry is interesting, right? Gold is exposed, stone is exposed, builds a tower next to the gold. I think he has to add some spearmen as well, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, like 2 knights could do a lot, but he only has 1.
Yeah, MbL still running around. It already has a very different feel than the last time we saw this map. The first series was so different. First series, one guy just full 1 water versus the other, like, losing water, and the game kind of ended. But here, I think MbL, he can complete that tower.
Can he? Maybe with some villager losses?
MbL will get the timing right, doesn't lose a villager. He'll have 3 towers in his base. He's still a minute away from Castle Age, but I think when he's in Castle Age, Camels could be a really nice option here.
Saracen Camel, extra HP on them. Could be really nice against CA or the Knights. Just needs to make sure to get armor on them. Still lacking the first.
Are you surprised that MbL's committing to so many galleys at the moment? He's got 2 more galleys in queue. He's waiting next to his dock right now.
I think galleys are incredibly good to controlling the area in the middle, right? Also, Saracen bonus, shooting faster with your galleys there could be nice, so I don't mind it.
Okay. Yep, we'll see. It's a lot to manage, but Yo's had those fishing ships this whole time. And Yo might have lost some vills, but he's killing pretty much just as many. And this is right around the stage where Huns start to feel very smooth if you want to add the town centers too. The constant production from all your military buildings and town centers is so easy when you don't need the houses.
Yeah, neither player is fully walled, right? So mobility is absolutely key here, and Huns love to play that game.
MbL's galleys don't have fletching yet. That's on the way in. Actually, if he would have gone for Hawks here, the Hawks will get shredded by the CA. And the Scouts are back! The Scouts are back! I thought they were killed!
No, they were not. Spearmen trying to revenge the villager. Oh, gets out of there, and still 3 Scouts alive. And now the camel count. Looking not that pretty with 3 right now.
Yeah, but you need your Cav Archers all in the same spot here. Just passing there from MbL. What's the critical number of Cav Archers here against Camels?
We can do the math in there, Tristan, right? When we have, let's say 25.
Was that you doing the math, or was that you guessing?
Yeah.
That sounded like a guess to me. That didn't sound like math.
We can do 8, and we have 2 piers, and 6, 145.
I mean, I'm happy with 25. I'm happy with 25.
I think 25 might be the actual number.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll have our math guy get on it. I know Red Bull probably has a math guy for us.
Assuming 2 armor upgrades, 25 might be the number for one shot.
Okay, I kind of regret asking the question now, but 25 sounds good. Cav Archer mass is getting there. And the big issue for the Camels, while they do bonus damage to the Cav when they're getting close to it, they don't have the Pierce Armor of Knights. So it does become very difficult once it's a high number of Cav Archers.
Yeah, but Camels, as we said, more HP on them, so the moment you get close, you can still do quite some damage. He's now hitting the Siege Workshop, probably 1-2 Scorpions to help out with the defense.
Yep. There's an issue for MbL right now. He doesn't have a second town center. He doesn't obviously have a third town center. He doesn't have Horse Collar. There's these upgrades that you want. There's these things you need to get to, and he isn't quite there yet. The KD is so close. It's 35 to 35, now 36 to 34 actually, but mr.yo's in a pretty comfortable position here. I've seen him here many times over the years with Huns.
It's crazy, right? How he managed to keep himself into the game after all those losses in Feudal Age, was spread so thin, got their 2-3 CC, and now the one with the aggression. Impressive hold by mr.yo.
I do think if this gets to a full boom game where they both have even economy, Saracens just destroy the Huns. Like Mamelukes and Heavy Camel.
Yeah.
I mean, Mameluke alone might even be good enough. It's a really tough civ to break, so mr.yo's got to keep that in mind here.
Yeah, Mameluke considered to be probably one of the units that is toughest to counter. There was actually a balance Shaden recently that made skirms better against Mamelukes. So in a wild world, we actually see Huns going for some skirms here.
It's kind of wild. Again, the parallels between this game and the previous one, but previous game, we had players taking the corner relics right now, and they weren't really able to access the other's base like this, but
that's the MbL factor, right? He makes it so weird. He makes it so tough to play against him.
Yeah, and you can't prepare for it. But even though MbL was seemingly prepared for the Cav Archers, mr.yo just doesn't seem to care. He just runs in. This is underneath 2 towers, but MbL didn't garrison one of the towers.
Was repairing.
I mean,
a lot of damage. Can he quick wall this one? Would be crazy. Just imagine all of them trapped.
They're blocked. I can't tell.
Oh, he gets all of them.
I mean, this is definitely a but. He's down 30 villager situation. Or 20 villager situation. But
it looked really good. It looked really good.
And if he gets a counter raid, and suddenly Yo has no army, that could be a really big issue here.
Ooh, but that must have felt good, right?
Yeah, and also MbL is like the player here who constantly looks at that score, right? Like the confidence that score is going to give him at the bottom right is like going to make him think that they're even on vills or something right now.
Water is a bit of a factor. Seems like MbL is winning that one. Can stabilize. This feels like MbL needs to play 4TC from here.
Yeah.
He needs to catch up in villagers somehow.
Well, he's getting eco upgrades. That's also the thing what winning a fight allows you to do. All those things that we consider easy decisions, just like 1 or 2 upgrades, sometimes can't focus on when you're so far behind. So I think MbL will eventually get there. His resources definitely look like they're at the limit, though. And again, Camels, great in engagements against Cav Archers or Knights or something, but they're not really a good raiding unit. And mr.yo gets a conversion, which then leads to a kill, and he defends the area.
Are ships good enough here to defend this middle area? It feels like mr.yo is reclaiming this area.
Yep. Unfortunately, as we see, again, the question is, was it worth it in terms of idle time? Maybe. In terms of the villager kills? Maybe. But Nilly, Yo's got 2 docks in the middle. So 2 docks in the middle with Cav Archers. I think it's very easy for him to retake the water to answer your question. Yo takes that engagement every time. He loses a lot of Cav Archers, but I think he's very happy.
Yeah, probably. Just disrupted the eco so much, right? And look at that. Look at his numbers are already looking pretty sweet as well.
Yep. MbL really tried. He tried his best to do the combination of water and lands, but it is mr.yo. He's actually winning in both areas right now. 25 villager lead, banking up stone for a castle at the moment. And that's a lot of fires in the middle. Hawks are good there, but I think mr.yo, he can always recover and add his own navy if he needs to. Could mix in a couple Hawks, could mix in a couple galleys. We forgot to mention the Saracen galleys actually, or sorry, he's Hunts, never mind. But Hunts don't have good water bonuses. Ooh. I know before
trapped here.
Yep, before I acted like it wasn't that big a deal he lost his army, but losing this one could be a problem. Does he know there's a gap there?
Oh, what's happening here? Oh, that's a pretty one.
I mean, MbL might need to send his Scorpions this direction, and the Scorpions are just too far away. That castle for mr.yo is crazy. He takes down a Scorpion. MbL just doesn't have the army here.
Oh, he won the water, but didn't really have the proper positioning here.
Yeah,
those villagers, I think he sent enough.
I think so. If MbL had more siege or more camels, maybe it'd be enough. The Scorpions are clearly in the back now defending. That castle is so good for mr.yo. It actually helps him hold control of the water, and it also will range MbL's starting TC. And MbL might feel like he's got nothing left here. And he taps out. mr.yo takes game number 1.
That was impressive for mr.yo. Under so much pressure in such an open map, and he somehow managed to be even in economy while he had such a massive castle age advantage.
Yeah, I mean, MbL had, what, bloodlines, forging, armor. Felt like the entire game we were just looking in mr.yo's base. Couple villagers that were forgotten about. We had to produce so many spearmen, which don't really add value in the later stages of the game. But yeah, just that right there is mr.yo. He soaks up pressure. If mr.yo makes it to Castle Age and he can drop a couple town centers, he's vibing. Like, that's his thing. Also think he loves anything with mobility. He loves Knights. He loves CA. I think if we look at his draft, we could probably guess what he's going to do, and I think a lot of it will revolve around that.
There we see the timeline. Look at how much mr.yo had there. And then the massive loss with all those CAs, right?
Yep. I feel like for MbL, he needed to do more damage, right? He needed like 5 more villager kills to justify that. Or maybe he needed to pressure the water. mr.yo had those fishing ships right away. So it was 3 fishing ships at the start of the game. That gave him a lot of value there. Having said that, though, I really like what MbL showed. He lost the first game, but I think for the energy that he relies on to win Age of Empires games, that was actually a really good opening to start it off.
And look at this, like, he's getting quite some damage, right? Then the multi-pronged attack was really pretty.
Yeah.
But having 5 spearmen and mr.yo stopped production here, he felt exactly, okay, 5 spearmen is the perfect number where I take some losses, but I will defend and have enough resources to produce. And then he got the counterattacks in.
Yeah. Also, he didn't get armor on the spearmen. Like, he just didn't... The things that you and I would probably do, because we're like, oh crap, this is MbL, this is a lot of production, he just didn't feel the need for. And again, I don't know who is this a highlight for. Technically, MbL gets a lot of kills, but that's 2 towers and a town center garrison. Villagers not working. Villagers obviously die as well. Like, the worker efficiency for MbL's economy is so poor in this moment, and mr.yo is just free moving behind it.
Yeah. I looked at it at the start of this replay. mr.yo was 10 workers ahead.
Okay.
At the end of this, he was like 25 to 30 ahead.
Yeah. But part of that's just he got the town centers down so quickly, right? And of course, not a single moment in the game where you ever get housed, even when you're producing. This is a castle that some players don't place on this map, really.
Yeah.
They place the defensive castles, they play towards the late game, but mr.yo went forward And quite the statement there as we're about to get into game number 2 here. So again, I personally like the energy from MbL. I'm not sure about you. But what more does he have to think about, I guess, to stop Yo's tendencies of just making it to Castle Age?
I think
3 TCs.
A better map makes life so much easier for him, right? He had to build 4 towers that in the end protected 20 villagers, but left the other 30 unprotected, right? And that really cost him. If he has, like, let's assume something like Crownwood map, where you can wall more and he can buy himself a bit more against the timing of mr.yo, I think MbL has a way better chance in mid-Castle Age.
Okay. I mean, kind of surprising here. Obviously, we can see over the players' shoulders before we get in here. I believe, even though Yo won the first game, it would now be MbL's choice. We're going to see Stone Drift or Blue Wells. I'm not sure, but I saw a lot of water. And MbL's home map, Thames, just has that tiny river there. So there's definitely a lot of water on their screen, and we'll be into it. If it's going to be a water map, what civs do you like?
I like Persians and Malay.
Perfect. Wow, you're so smart, Nilly.
Oh, look at what they're playing.
All right. So, new map, and this is a map where players have complained because they think it's one-dimensional and that water's not viable. MbL picks Yo's home map, and he brings 4 villagers and 3 men-at-arms in a transport ship.
In case you didn't see the first 10 seconds, you're not starting with all those villagers and men-at-arms in the base of your opponent.
Yeah. You got to work to get there, and we get in just to catch it all, and like, I don't know if it's going to work, but it's chaos at the start.
That's crazy. We had the double dock opening for mr.yo playing Persians here. Malay, not a lot of bonuses for them at this very moment. Villager could maybe even be saved. It feels like Yo is fine here. 1-0 KD only.
Well, so what this hurts, though, is he doesn't have his vills actively working on gold, which means he can't make ships. And what Yo did do is he moved forward with galleys initially. He lost a galley while this attack showed up. I don't know to what. I don't know if it was to a dock or a fire. But, like, when you get pushed off of gold here, you can't actually compete on water easily. And then you might need to make skirms, and there's just a lot of things to consider here. So we'll see what this will lead towards. So far, Yo's defense has been pretty good, though.
Could we take a look at the vision of mr.yo? He has 2 extra gold spots as well. Does he know about them? One of them is at the left-hand side and one of them is at the top.
Yeah, he does.
I think that's limited, right? In the left, I think he might not see it.
Yeah, but on the right...
This one he should know.
Wait,
and this one he knows as well.
Okay, so he is aware of both of them. Tough to think about it, though.
Yeah. He's trying to reclaim the tower here. He's sending the villagers. Is that enough, though?
Well, looks like it is. To give him access to that gold. He's still got villagers exposed. These villagers are still going to be here, which is going to be a problem. But man, what a game. It's
so weird that MbL allowed this to happen, right? I thought this tower should never go down. You can easily wall it, you can quick wall it. He had 3 men-at-arms, 2 archers.
Yeah.
The KD is only 3-1. That's a bit on the sloppy side by MbL.
Well, it's so tough, though, because you're always looking for more damage. And you felt like, okay, the tower takes the position. I now need to move elsewhere. And then, obviously, he moves elsewhere, and that's the result. So, MbL will also have felt like the man-at-arms were right there. Maybe he could have moved in. Well played to Yo. We do need to point out there's not a lot of stone on the map, on the player islands. And MbL is currently taking a little bit of that stone with his forward vills. So the whole point of the map, which we haven't been able to show because MbL's chaotic madman, is the stone in the middle. So the idea is, with Stone Drift, you've got the stone. So we'll see, but I think that's actually worth bringing up right now because that's, I think, one of 2 tiles of stone on Yo's side.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's basically makes it impossible for mr.yo to build a castle unless he actually lands one of the islands or goes into the market and tries to buy it for a lot of gold.
Yeah. Now, Persian Town Center works faster, so it's expected the Persians should always gain that slight bill lead, but the Malay advance faster to the next stage. So Malay's an interesting choice for me, Nilly, because I feel like as MbL deletes a house so we can build a stable there, Malay are actually slightly worse in Empire Wars because part of their advantage in a standard game is you go from Dark Age to Feudal so quickly. Here you only have, you're down in age you can advance up towards, but this is kind of the same conversation we typically have with the Malay, is you can click up later and still arrive to Castle Age a little faster.
And that's against the only civ that also advances to the next stage faster,
Yeah,
right?
true,
So,
true.
like, Good job here for him. And yeah, mainly picked it probably for the extra armor on the men-at-arms, right? 3 men-at-arms with the first armor upgrade. They can do a lot of damage, as we saw.
And there's another tower now. In this case, Yo might not actually have a response to this. He doesn't have the stone. He already built his tower.
You saw the observer selecting all the villagers to see, like, okay, are we pulling 15 villagers here to try to combat the tower?
He's just like, how healthy are the villagers, right? I love that tower. This game, this series so far has been so MbL. You know, he lost the first one, but this is the type of energy he brings. The thing about mr.yo is he knows how to embrace that energy. Even one night in MbL's eco, and he's completely unprepared. This is about to get insane. They both will have a stable, sending cav into the opponent's base. They both can't defend themselves with their own cav because they're buildings at the opponent's base.
This might be the highest villager count we will ever see in this game.
Fair.
I think both could easily die at home here.
Yeah. And I think monks are the one thing that you can use to defend yourself. Yo instantly drops a monastery because he sees the elephant. What does MbL know now? Because there's blue moving into his base. MbL saw it. MbL saw it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so damage control needed.
Gets the walls in there. Quick wall!
It's still so much exposed though.
Yeah. And he doesn't have the... He has the barracks at home, obviously, right? That helps a bit. Build some spearmen. Has 2 armor upgrades.
By the way, this is a water map. Let's not forget, this is a water map. FYI.
Not if MbL is playing.
FYI, there's still navies, which we'll occasionally have to look at. Oh, man.
And there, that night.
There's
this
another
will be
night.
so tough.
The wood lines are so brutal here, Nilly. Like, it's not efficient at all for MbL. mr.yo should have a monk or 2 waiting at home. Really hard to cast. Really hard to cast. I can't imagine how hard it is to play this.
3 knights out here. That's a bit sloppy, no? He loses a lot of HP. There has to be something happening on the other side as well.
On the water as well. There's a lot happening.
Boy.
We've got so much happening. MbL pulled back his elephant at the same time.
Oh, but conversion is still locked in. That has to be a conversion.
It will be, unless MbL chooses to delete. Yeah, conversion comes in. At the same time, though, I mean, MbL still got villagers on this side. He's still got a nice population lead, and he didn't win water completely, but he did snipe some of the navy there from Yo.
6 fishing ships against 5, though. You can put them into your docks and save them for now, but it feels like MbL's economy is a bit less disrupted. And the big question is still, in 3,000 gold, where does mr.yo expand when it comes to gold?
Is mr.yo taking a stone on MbL's island right now?
Well, the villagers have to do something, right? Uno reverse card. Oh, yes!
That's ridiculous, man. There's a second town center from Yo. That northern expansion is key. I'm seeing a lot of wood up there. I'm seeing, I mean, obviously the gold's up there. And MbL, as we see one conversion with the highlight, there's about to be another conversion here. So I think that's going to be another elephant.
Here at the Red Bull Vololo.
And actually, huge swing here because MbL's monk is also going to go down, so he can't convert the elephant back. Oh, man.
Save himself into the tower. Those knights are still active, and their mobility is so much better, right? MbL has to give up all the right side area, and he's, well, going for a villager or a town center further in the back, and now the aggressive monastery.
Wow, such a close game. But as we've said for years, right, in these really close games, it decides the set, right? You got to dig deep here, and I think for MbL, having lost the first, this has got to be it. That monk has to convert for MbL.
Oh, close. Tristan, yes or no? Yes or no?
No, it's a delete. Yo, always delete that. What? Oh! How is that not a conversion? How is that not a conversion? I don't understand.
Red Bull no Vololo.
I mean, everyone has joked for years that mr.yo is lucky with conversions. I've always been like, no, there's no way. That's insane. To me, that's always a conversion there. Oh. Wow. Well, the villagers are still forward for MbL. MbL's still got a nice navy built up. But both players kind of sectioned off from taking one area of their island. And
this one? Oh! I think he misclicked. I think he misclicked there.
This is like, he definitely misclicked. This is all because of one conversion that mr.yo was able to get. One additional conversion, I guess. But who knows, like, now you got archers underneath the tower. You got a villager dying there, but spearmen defending, and then you have MbL here on water. What a weird game.
MbL's playing really well on water, right? Every time we look, he takes a good fight against mr.yo. Typically, mr.yo is the one where I feel he might be the best in the world when it comes to hectic land fights and also making progress on water.
I'm wondering if MbL is able to to keep that up. Because I think really what the whole strat is not to win on land. It's to just set up just like this. Have the land attack set up water. But it's more difficult now. You can't just spam galleys to win. Now the opponent can mix in fires, which is better against the galleys. And oh man, that looks like really nice recovery from mr.yo.
Nice defense there for sure. And villager count actually pretty even here. That's impressive.
But there's the action on MbL's island. I think that's where MbL's focus now is. There's just so much to look at all the time. The monks saving the knights there. Siege workshop now for mr.yo. mr.yo is holding on. And is that what I think I see? Is that a
town center on the island of the opponent?
All right.
All right.
All right. I mean, if we think about the positioning of Yo's island, there are two very important goals in that location long term. So if MbL can just stay there, and now mr.yo. Well, never mind. It evens out.
And that's 2 goals as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
And a bigger area of wood.
Yeah, true. More land control.
This has so MbL and Yo have been around a really long time. In many ways, they could be considered old school, right? This has old school vibes, right? Like sneaks, you land me, I land you.
You land 3 archer ranges on an island.
Old school vibes, exactly. And it's really difficult to know who's actually winning at the moment. All strategy's gone out the window. The tower's gonna stay up for MbL, beautiful job. But now we've got the siege push from Yo, starting near the starting TC for MbL.
MbL needs a siege workshop at home, no?
Monastery too. Monastery. I've been waiting for monks at home. If he had any monks at home, he does have the monastery now, he could convert a knight. Potentially even convert the siege if he gets redemption.
Really costly though, right? He has 16 on gold. Now a second wave. Do we see a conversion here? Seems like no. And goes down.
Yeah, mr.yo. He will soon have that town center up on the other side, on MbL's town center, or MbL's island rather. And finally, I think he can retake that gold and he'll kill all 4 villagers as well.
Big win for him.
But he will think that those were the original 4 villagers. He might just assume there can be no more buildings from this point on.
This should be a conversion though, okay.
Well, other villager survives. Monks are on both sides now, and MbL's likely gonna need to delete, but he can't focus on it because he's busy. I'm pretty sure he's struggling at home right now, Nilly.
Town center. Uh-oh. That's a ram and the mangonel. Villagers fighting. Gets a good shot off, but villagers are hopping in and now repairing.
Redemption.
But look at that. They're repairing in the middle.
They're stacking.
No way.
Okay, he saves most of them. So yeah, if you use the repair hotkey for whatever reason, they will stack up in the middle like that, which is really bad against mangonels. But if you just right-click the TC, they'll be on the outside like MbL's doing now.
Mango.
Oh, big shots from Yo. How has mr.yo survived against this pressure today? We still do have water, by the way. There are boats. Exciting times, but mr.yo's ahead on water as well. And MbL taps out. He's going to lose his town center. He no longer has the forward pressure. mr.yo survives. What a win.
That was crazy. And I think we have to go back and try to understand what MbL did when mr.yo was trying to clear up the initial tower and reclaim his main gold.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was also the water, right? I think it was also the water.
Yeah.
Like MbL was doing a great job, but I think it was mr.yo bringing the fight to him. There was a moment there where MbL was winning water and he ran into 4 fire ships and then he lost all of his ships. And he clearly was not focused there. It's weird, right? Like MbL he created that scenario. He created that fight.
The madness.
He created the madness, but so far, I mean, the madness just hasn't worked against mr.yo.
Look at man-at-arm upgrade and then no upgrades for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And for MbL, it's actually no upgrade for 8 minutes, except man-at-arms.
Yeah.
Absolute madness. They put off every resource.
I love how mr.yo was able to hold on there. Taking down the initial tower with his vills, relocating to the additional gold when he needed, but never fully giving up that main gold. Counter landing those knights was just a crazy play as well, but here's kind of how it all started.
How can you react this quickly? I'm always losing 4 villagers here.
Yep. Yeah, he reacts immediately and gets the quick walls down and the tower, which ended up being pretty important. I guess maybe there, mr.yo didn't get the palisades down perfectly. But even there, the patience to recognize that he's close enough to the town center to not need the walls. But I still think the game changer was the transport here from Yo. If Yo does not transport,
yeah,
he never gets any counter pressure, it's MbL's game.
Yeah, you have to run there, you're losing villagers, working time as well, and the constant threat in your head, right?
Also, these conversions, I think there ended up being 2. That was the first elephant, but there ends up being another elephant at some point. And the swings with MbL not getting that 1 conversion next to the monastery were brutal. And then this is kind of how it all ended. At this point, it felt like Yo was kind of winning on every side and ended up winning the water. Whew, what a game.
That was a beauty. But that's, again, like, MbL loves to make it messy, but mr.yo as well. He's so good at defending this, and his decision-making is just always on point, it feels like.
So, talk to me about nerves, right? You played in a lot of tournaments. I find that when
I can give you all my experience of round of 128 qualifiers.
Thank you, Nilly. Please, I'm excited for it. So in your round of 128 qualifiers, if you were the underdog and you were down 0-2, do you feel more or less nerves? Because I could tell you, and you're not giving yourself enough credit as a player, I could tell you that if the nerves were high, and when I'm down 0-2, my best game is game number 3. Because it's like, I'm already dead. And the pressure's gone.
That's how you work?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have seen some crazy comebacks from MbL, right? Just last year, he was down, I think, 4-1 in a final and came back 5-4.
Yeah.
So, like, he is really good at the state where he doesn't need to care that much, right? Yep. That's, I think, one of the theories that we casters throw around a bit. We haven't confirmed it with him, that he's actually preparing on the ladder and playing more, not over-preparing, to actually take a bit of pressure away from him.
Yes. Yeah, because if you prepare a lot, you might say, okay, well, I lost with Malay at that pick on the draft, or Saracen's that pick on the draft, and I know how the rest of these matchups can go, and I'm going to get out-sieved. Also, one of the greatest comebacks in AoE2 LAN event history, in my opinion, was MbL coming back to win 3-2 over Hera, right? Hera was the big favorite. Everyone thought this is the start of, his reign, which he eventually gets to. Hera destroys him the first 2 games. Like, it weren't even close. They weren't nearly as entertaining as these 2. MbL came back to win 3-2. So there's precedent. Just want to throw that out there. But, I mean, typically I'd say you got to change your game plan. But I don't know if I could suggest MbL needs to chill, because that's not what he does. So I guess you just keep trying.
At least he's now going back to one of his home maps, right? Something that he's played dozens of games. He should feel really comfortable, and I think this is where he should really shine. Yeah.
I saw him play a lot on this map. We've got the pause here to start it off here. We'll be into game number 3. But want to say thanks again, everyone, for watching and for tuning in for day 1. Reminder, we've got, 5 more days? Correct. 5 more days of this. Right now we're at the White Rabbit venue, where we'll be for the next few days. We'll switch venues for the weekend, and then we'll be in the great one, the Great Albert Hall on Monday, with thousands of live viewing fans. So really cool events. I could do without wearing a red coat, but it's what the costume team gave me, so...
Oh, I thought you came with that.
No, I did not. I'm trying to wear this getting back into the country, see how that goes, but it's all right. I mean, I've had worse costumes. It fits well.
Magyars versus Vietnamese, so will likely be a stable opening from mr.yo. Right?
Yeah.
And maybe a stable opening, maybe an archery range opening from MbL. We will see about that. mr.yo, stable as expected, pulled the villages away from gold, so that will be a lot of scouts.
Yeah, big time scouts. I've seen MbL do completely... I've seen him go to very different extremes here. I've seen him go full military. I've seen him go no walls. I've seen him go full walls. And at the moment, it seems like he's going to go the full military option, because we've got militia and we have spears. Militia from Vietnamese. Not on my bingo card here for this one.
He has to add some spearmen with that. Maybe he wants to go full aggression. This is not scouted immediately. He's scared away by the spearman. And mr.yo, not the one that always goes for the super early walls. We'll see this relatively late. Unspotted for now, Tristan.
This is the thing about MbL. It's just so random. You can't prepare for this, right? You can't like expect Vietnamese to do this, but MbL gets a good early hit there. I think mr.yo will know now. But mr.yo's gold's very forward here, so if he wants to switch into archers, it's going to be kind of difficult to do.
He needs to rush the tower, I believe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do you really get an archer range out? Spearman is getting some good hits. Fletching is coming in. This will be a lot of aggression. I think mr.yo has to abandon the front area.
mr.yo is just so casual against aggression at times. This is a situation where I feel it's maybe a little too casual. Let's see. The villagers are exposed. MbL will see the scouts there. MbL won't want to toss army for villager kills if it means that there will be a lot of scouts coming his way. MbL kind of has his army separated here. I can't tell if that's a good fight for him or not yet, but he does clear most of the scouts.
One more spearman could have completely switched this for MbL, right? Just imagine the first one not getting all the hits, not the early clear up, and then I don't see how mr.yo can even take this engagement, but the second wave is coming.
Yeah, well also, the military units were spread out there, right? Some were over near the villagers, some were near the scouts. Easier said than done for us.
Yeah.
This is just so MbL though. You know, you start with this, you don't know what the follow-up's going to be. Maybe it'll end up being archers, maybe it'll end up being scouts. MbL's getting good eco upgrades. But two skirm.
How much is skirmish arriving? I thought it was at least one spearman.
Yeah,
this could be the clear up. Those men-at-arms are low.
That's literally the worst possible unit to back that up. But he does end up having the archers in the mix. He's got more spearmen on the way. I still think mr.yo is. He's one more scout away from being able to justify taking the fight. But again, it's so weird and random that you just don't know what to expect. And there we go. MbL loses his spearman. He's got another spearman on the way. It might not be too bad.
Keeps the aggression in the face of the Magyar player, something we don't see too often, right?
Yo didn't get any hits on that spear either. So if that spearman continued to engage there, it would have been really nice.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. MbL behind this, by the way, got 2 eco upgrades.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. I thought with all the investment that he had, he would be really starved for resources.
It's kind of funny. When I'm talking about builds, I say this player is going for 2 military building opening, and like archer range and stable, right? So MbL only went for the archer range, but he's used his barracks so much that it's been just as much army on the other side. So.
And mr.yo, he had to put all the resources on the map, right? You see a bit of idle TC there. He's flirting with castle age, though. Still completely unwalled at the front.
It's just, it's so crazy to me, though, that MbL, he knows there's skirms out. He's going to march forward anyways. I think that, realistically, what MbL would have wanted here is maybe some scouts. But going scouts against the Magyars is never ideal, is it?
Yeah. They are more expensive than the ones from the Magyars. Plus, you're missing the one attack upgrade already, so it just feels like you're doing a bit of a counter against the skirms. Men-at-arms, like the men-at-arm, spearman, archer.
Yep.
Performing better for now.
Well, we hadn't had a villager die yet, and that's going to be 1 down, so that's not bad for MbL. And mr.yo just was fully prepared to protect his golds, but not there. And mr.yo will kill a villager at the same time, but maybe that will end there because the scouts are pretty weak, and both players are on the way to Castle Age here.
And game will stabilize. Now the big question always is, what are players going for? And as you can see, MbL is continuing with his archer production, so he will stay on crossbows.
That stupid skirm didn't like that villager. Just blocking her path. But yeah, I think MbL will be very happy to get value from this army. Because I looked at that army and I thought, that army won't do anything now against skirms. But again, it's just fascinating to me. He's about to lose some archers. He's seeing his opponents on skirm. He's still making more archers at home.
Yeah, and we see Yo is going for more skirms himself. I think mr.yo will instantly drop 2 extra town centers. This will be a passive game by him on a relatively open map.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess there's been different versions of this, but we did see a lot of games on the ladder qualifier go to Imp.
Villager blocked.
Yeah, there's the skirmisher. Skirmisher takes priority. Sorry, villager. Military is more important than a peasant.
I wonder who's responsible for pathfinding there.
Yeah, if only we could find that guy. MbL's just crazy. There's just so much that he's doing, which is crazy. He just lost his archers. He's going right back in. There's a bear chasing along for the party. But nobody's expecting more archers to arrive. But it works. And he does have the scout support, which may or may not be pretty good there. It should be good if he's got numbers. He's going to back away now, though.
And it will be the market by MbL. Relatively late siege workshops. This will be crossbow mangonel pressure against the skirm defense. Knights being added as well. So far, no one really contesting the top, trying to get the extra relics.
Impressive to me, though. mr.yo he's lost more villagers than MbL. He has no eco bonuses. MbL's got one of the best economic civs in the game, and resources collected is pretty much even. And mr.yo is on the town centers already. Like, mr.yo is playing really confident here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the first 2 games give you that confidence, but still, easier said than done. Oftentimes with the Magyars, if you don't kill 5 or 6 villagers, you're really far behind the Vietnamese.
Yeah, in this case, well, what kept him ahead was that he didn't wall that much, right?
Yep.
Like, only slowly crept his walls up a bit at the bottom and kept his eco running, right? We said, like, oh, he needs a tower, he needs archery ranges. He just stayed on the chicken.
Yeah, there are some walls for MbL now. The walls are mostly up for Yo. I like the counter-attack there from Yo with the Knight. That seems to be his thing. He loves the units that have the mobility.
Body block attempt.
Nice snipe there. We'll move forward with the skirms. MbL is again going to go sneaky. It loses the vills to the skirms, but he is mostly walled, and he also has a siege workshop there. So this could be really awkward. If this were me, I would react to the crossbows, and as I react to the crossbows, the mangonel flattens myself.
Yeah, not impossible. Those crossbows, honestly, completely unscouted, right?
Yeah.
And there's an exposed woodline. This could be a massive swing.
The scenario we talked about could happen, right? Because the mangonel's on the way. mr.yo is clearly focused on his crossbows for now. MbL's army is going to run back in towards the gold. We'll see if mr.yo notices. The knight goes down. mr.yo will notice his base now. He has to be careful with those skirmishers.
Feels like this could have been worse for mr.yo on both sides.
Yep. Yeah, nice job from MbL, though, because I think if he runs headfirst into those skirms, he has a very awkward scenario. He does have 2 town centers himself, and, yeah, 69 population for MbL, 63 for Yo. But Yo does have to come all the way home now. He can't push forward against the siege. He's got this annoying army in the back of his base.
He actually is moving further forward, so, yeah. Maybe he wants to pick this one off. Knight is coming in, split.
MbL, can he land the shots? Split micro from mr.yo, and mr.yo said himself he's not known for the micro, but I think he's selling himself short there.
But also remember, typically he's playing with higher ping, right?
Yep.
Here on the land setting, we can see something that he maybe himself didn't know he was capable of.
Yeah, maybe the ping affected the conversion situation in the previous game somehow, but MbL holds. He's still got very nice army. MbL's both players actually have positioned their bases to make it very difficult for the opponent to do damage.
On a super open map.
Yeah, on a super open map. Nilly, we've rarely had time to talk about it, but I think we should show when we get a moment here the golds and the stones in the bottom, because that's just huge. Pretty soon players are going to have to think about moving out there.
Either at the bottom, where gold or stone is.
Yep. Or you got the north with Royal Albert Hall. And actually wood, which is kind of an important resource as well. So the hall gives you the additional population space, which MbL actually stole from Yo. And MbL choosing to go 3rd town center in the north. Seems like mr.yo might consider a 4th TC, just noticing some scouting, noticing a villager on stone somewhere, but finally finds some crossbow kills.
Nice defense there. Still no ballistics. Has the university for quite some minutes now. Skirmishes are running, and well, now both players set up with a 3rd TC. Seems like 7 on stone for MbL. If we think about a castle in like 3 minutes, where do we want to see it? Which area should he secure?
So obviously the answer is it depends, because player priority is important here. I would say for Yo, he's not game planned around the hall at all in the north, right? So I think for Yo, he wants to push more towards the south. For MbL, maybe either or. But like the second you win a big fight down here, that's the first thing your brain's going to go to. So if MbL is pushing that area right now, we might see him. These crossbows are still alive.
Crazy. No ballistics, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine with ballistics how much quicker they could have died. The skirms even finding some damage, but the bears are helping.
Yeah, bears are helping. But MbL's got 12 on stone right now, Nilly. And he will not be disappointed with the bear's contribution there. The other crossbows are still in the base. Those crossbows are finally going to get cleared up. But I think they've gotten enough value for him.
I think so as well. Lots of distraction, lots of scouting. Kept mr.yo in his base. That knight is not finding too much. Now the repair of the mangonels. Is there a chance MbL builds an aggressive castle here?
I think it's aggressive. Are we talking like middle castle?
I was thinking aggressive. This might be a bug, right? With all the villagers there. I think this is our typical
No.
waypoint bug.
No. MbL frequently will, when he goes for forward castles, will set the waypoint from his TC.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that's actually with purpose.
Really?
I think it's with a purpose for the castle. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in the really chaotic games, it's something that for whatever reason, I personally do a lot more when I'm like really nervous. But I mean,
Quick wall. Manganol?
He's kind of making it obvious what he's going to go for here as mr.yo still dancing. No ping environment. mr.yo in the land running at the mangonels. Excuse me?
Getting some villager kills maybe.
I mean, this is a scenario you would expect the skirms to struggle, and that is exactly what ends up happening there.
Yeah, nice house wall there, and seems like the castle will go up. MbL will have control over the gold and stone. Now the question for mr.yo, is he trying to contest the bottom area, or is he trying to go for the top?
Well, yeah, I mean, the other option you have is is weirdly through the middle, where the main gold is for MbL. Because getting to the north, you don't know the town center's up there. Getting to the south, the castle's already up. I think a window of opportunity is the initial window he wanted to pressure started in early castle age. But that castle makes it so difficult to know where you can go. Like, it's such a specific area of the map.
Could we see mr.yo's vision right now? Because I think he has no idea what's really happening. Right? Look at that. He's completely blind. He has this corner. He has one knight. And that's it.
Oh, he knows the castle's on the way up. He just found the town center in the north. So he knows about that. Funny moment on this map is if you steal the hall, somebody was counting on that pop space and they get pop blocked. So that's happened to MbL right now.
True. He's still on stone with 11 villagers here. Could see a second castle. Ratan might be an option. Lots of gold for mr.yo in the bank. Could buy himself in.
Well, this is where if you could balance things perfectly, you don't have any bills on stone until you're on the way to imp. You want to be an imp fast because you need the food and the gold to get to Trebs, and then you get the additional on stone. But I think MbL, he never plays towards perfection. He plays towards the chaos, and he plays towards the control of the map. And maybe for the first time in the series, I think he's got the best position in the map.
Feels like it. Yeah. Everything working for him. He has control of the Royal Albert Hall, gold, stone at the bottom. In the center is the control. He's the one building outposts. Wouldn't be surprised to see him build way more outposts now, just to get some vision. And mr.yo, this will be a tricky one to get out of.
It will be. And I still don't have any answers. I thought he was going to spend the last 2 to 3 minutes answering your question on where he was going to pressure. But nothing has really changed. He's surrounded by MbL siege. He tried a raid in the north, which didn't work. It feels like he's kind of either unsure or also just completely pinned down by MbL's pressure.
And he's going Mangle micro against MbL. That's a mistake you only do once.
Yeah. What's MbL stand for? Mangonel.
Boss.
Lover. That's better than I was going to think. There's Master Boar Lamer as well. There's a lot of different things those initials could be. But I think MbL has just got he's kind of in a rhythm here, and he's got control and he's got vision on all the important areas. Pretty soon he'll have another castle. He's also making Ratan Archers, which is such a good unit, and he gets another kill there as well with the Mangonel.
Crazy. Now pressuring the wood line a bit here as well. This looks so good for MbL. Feels like Stranglehold is starting.
Yep, it absolutely is. mr.yo won the first 2 games in mid-castle age, and he got the lead because he got the town centers up early. For MbL, he was able to match that this game. And I think we've never seen an instance where Yo's been able to be on his ideal army composition. Naggers want to be making lots of knights or lots of cav archers, and for most of the game, it's been skirmishers.
Yeah, to defend against enemies, right? He opened up the scouts, but had to go for such a weird army composition because of the crazy man-at-arm opening.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. The castle going up. MbL will kill a villager there and lose his Mangonel.
Trade off if you can.
That trade-off is not too bad. Trebs will be on the way for MbL. Counter raid from Yo. I mean, it could actually be a pretty strong counter raid.
I think one elephant can clear this.
Yeah, maybe. MbL's got the resources for that, and he's also building a second castle there.
Love it.
So MbL's got Royal Albert Hall locked down. He also is Vietnamese in what's going to be a skirm war, and he's got double trebuchet production potential, at least, from those castles, though I still think his resources are really imbalanced.
Only 24 on food right now. Still a lot of workers trying to repair, trying to build something, trying to build a tower next to your town center to defend against skirmishes. Not a pretty spot.
It's weird, though, right? Like, you have the double castle there, and then your main base is your weakness. It's a really weird scenario that really only happens on this map.
It's so tough to wall with all those shallows.
If MbL is the best Mangonel player in the game, which many people would say, who's the best bombard cannon player in the game?
I said Tado.
Tado, okay. Is MbL in the top 3 of bombard cannons? Top 5?
Bombard cannon, bombard tower. Together.
Okay, you throw in the bombard tower. I think Vietnamese get bombard towers, so if he has all the stone and gold, that's definitely something you can think about.
I would love to see that.
Because Magyars just, I bring it up because Magyars don't have that option. They can't make bombard cannons, which is a real weak point here.
They can't reclaim that area at the bottom. In my ideal world, I would see MbL now walling the top shallows.
Yeah.
So that Yo can't expand towards the top. Because this area is locked down.
Yeah. Or you just push a little bit further, because that's the only thing Yo has. If you could just push right to where Yo's TC is with your own castle or something, Yo's completely cooked. I would love to see Yo ram. Okay, he's actually trebbing. Yeah, to raid the north. Like, take MbL out of position with light cav raids. I think that eco is so exposed up there.
This is the only way for mr.yo to come back.
Yeah.
But he needs to take care of the wood and the relics and the Royal Alberta at the top. Then he can play pop 225 against pop 200 and can make something happen with the Magyar late game. If he isn't controlling this area, this should be an easy win for MbL.
I think I could see MbL. I mean, this is a really big moment. I could see him getting distracted if the raids started up there, but he's not getting distracted from this push. He actually has very little army there protecting, but he's dropping towers. There he's got the skirms going after the treb, but MbL, he's got more of the map away from mr.yo here. Will continue to stack up the towers.
Okay, Lightcap clearing this one up. TC falls. mr.yo can't be too unhappy with the situation at the top. But the front is still looking rough for him. Tries to get a defensive cast up, but it's 3 traps and the bombard cannon out already.
Also, the rats and archers behind there are so nice. It's a tanky archer unit. It's an actual answer to the light cav. And that's a castle that tells me that Yo is... He feels like he needs to push back now. Like, that castle's a freebie if MbL has the siege there. There's another random treb from Yo. Did I see a treb outside of MbL's walls? Like the main... No, the main base. The main base of MbL.
Kill that town center.
It felt very out of place. But it is there. I think it might take down the TC, but that treb goes down. MbL didn't lose many villagers, and again, that castle for Yo, he's nothing to protect it.
Yeah, that feels so weird, right? And even tries to squeeze in conscription after the one trap, so he needs to repair. Has 17 on stone. He might burn like 2,000 stone and trying to hold this area.
mr.yo's just not been able to find a way. He didn't know where to pressure. I think initially his thought process was he was going to outboom MbL. That didn't happen. Even though he got his town centers up, MbL was still doing way more damage to him than he ever was to MbL. He does have skirms there to maybe take some control, but he's losing so much ground, and it's tough. I know those are just watchtowers, but they'll be upgraded to guard tower now. And MbL's got 3 trebs and a bombard cannon there. That castle is not staying up for very long.
Observer looking for extra wood and extra foxes next to the edge of the map. Yeah, castle is going down. Conscription will finish still. Then you have 1 single trap against 4 and a bombard cannon. It will be impossible hold.
Yeah. I think the only way losing this castle is acceptable is if you somehow take down the trebs and the towers.
Or get like 4 traps out yourself.
Yeah. But having 1, not exactly ideal. Technically, you could get your way out of this by buying a castle again, but then you're spending limited gold on buying stone. But
doing an okay job. Population are relatively close, and you see mr.yo breaking the pop 200 there for a small moment, at least when it came to houses. He's doing an okay job in increasing his population.
Yep, but I think it's because MbL is switching gears a little bit. MbL's had the light bulb moment. He's remembering the Fire Lancer. And any other unit in the game, Millie, you actually need a solid economy to make the switch. For MbL, he's like, this thing costs wood and golds. just food for upgrades, and 1 upgrade to get to elite. So it's really strong, and you get extra HP with the Vietnamese as well. It's just a perfect unit against Skirm, but especially against the light cap, mr.yo.
Yeah, would be really nice. Still, only 1 armor upgrade is getting more of them. But the moment he gets like to 15 fire lancers here, he should be winning this quite easily. And mr.yo is trying to expand, but MbL has army there.
Yeah, mr.yo, I think, taps out, and MbL will get a win. Let's not forget what happened in our first best of 5, right? That also started with 2-0 for 1 player, ended up going to the 5th game, and MbL, I think, talking to himself a little bit. And he's probably saying, believe in yourself, dude, because that was sick.
Yeah, and MbL, that is what we actually expected in game 2, right? Playing to his strength, picking his own home map. He's quickly checking Twitch chat. So what are they saying? Are they happy with what I did?
Maybe looking at his strategies. I could see MbL writing out his game plan on his notes app on the flight or something. But yeah, it's exactly what he tried in game number 2. He tried a little bit of chaos. I just find it's very refreshing that MbL was able to turn it around after the first 2 games. Even after the opening here, I felt was less than ideal because I expected he would have needed to get value from the Man-at-Arms. He should have killed villagers with the Man-at-Arm investment. He didn't, but he just kept coming. And it was weird. Like, losing an army to counter units continues to send army forward anyways.
Crazy, yeah. Maybe stubborn, maybe brilliant, something in between.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that Yo expected. I think once Yo cleared this, once he had skirms out, he never thought crossbows were going to be an issue. These crossbows are going to have a plaque in MbL's town. Maybe the mangonels as well. But like those crossbows really gave MbL the time and the positioning to get this castle up later.
Felt so crazy, right? Both were counterattacking, and it felt like the skirms couldn't really dive too deep into the gold. But those crossbows from MbL, not so much damage.
I think mr.yo will feel a little frustrated that happened, right? When you play towards the correct units, but they outpace you and they outmaneuver you like that, I think you're always going to feel like you should have done better there. But he's got 2 wins. He's up 2-1, and he'll have a home map remaining here. We'll be into the next game here in a second. But certainly, I would say, ran out of some ideas there. But I still gotta see the draft again here, really speculate a little bit. We're getting down to the conclusion of the series.
Yeah, it will be interesting. There's no wild picks. I actually looked at it a bit, and I think we can do a pretty reasonable job of predicting where they are going to use their civilizations. And sitting next to each other here, MbL trying to readjust his phone, his hair. And now the big question, what is mr.yo going for? Is he going for Blue Wells? Feels like a relatively natural pick for him.
I mean, Blue Wells is a new map. He won the other new map, Stone Drift. I would agree, but there's also still the argument of you don't want to lose this one, have it go to Game 5, and then it be on MbL's home map. So I also think if what MbL is going to go for on Henchhold is fairly predictable in your minds, and you have a solid counterplay, you might be comfortable going there. Because I think because of the extra berries on the map, Franks is an option for MbL. We also see a lot of archers on that map, so Britons is an option. And if I were to pick a civ that's good against both of them, in Castle Age, Byzantines. You could play heavy skirm or heavy camels and heavy spears. So I actually, granted I don't know what it feels like to be mr.yo. It must feel great, but I would actually play Henchhold because you already know it's Japanese on Blue Wells, which is very strong. Yeah, just play Byzantines.
Also, one of the advantages is if you have a strategy prepared for your home map and want to use it later against Hart or Hera, you don't have to show it now.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Because it feels like Henchhold, we kind of know exactly how the game is going to play out.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Expecting MbL to play very straightforward there.
How important is it to win? Let's just assume mr.yo wins the series, which is probably a rude assumption, but for the sake of conversation, how important is winning 3-1 versus like 3-2?
We might go into tiebreakers, especially in the scenario where Hera goes 3-0. Then we have a 3-way tiebreaker if it's 1-2 for Yo, 1-2 for MbL, 1-2 for Hart, and then every game counts.
Yeah, MbL again. He's crazy. He's going Man-at-Arms. And we actually see Man-at-Arms from Japanese, which is expected, but it is Byzantines here for mr.yo. MbL moving forward here. Now, this map's new. The big thing to point out right now is as we see mr.yo try a trap. Okay, mr.yo, let's go. Beautiful play, but there's whales here, Dilly.
But MbL is blind now, right? He's going in with men-at-arms. Like, where is he going? This will be tricky for him.
Well, he'll go right where his scout died, probably.
Byzantine vision. He sees this.
Yeah, true.
It should be an easy rewall.
It should be. If Yo can do what he just did to that scout, he can definitely defend from the man-at-arms. And yeah, the archers are out already. But yes, golden come from the whales on the middle ponds for now. And then later on, players are going to need gold on the other areas of the ponds as well.
Yeah, and as you can see, there is no food in there. So it's only gold production. So you feel like, oh, they start with the dock, their food eco is going to be good. No, actually, their gold eco is going to be good.
Yeah. Again, though, MbL. He forced his opponent into one range. He's producing from his one archer range and also produced from his barracks. So he's got more military out in the field. He also adds a dock way faster than I've ever seen in the middle, and he's going to go for a galley there.
Interesting, right? The one in the center, instantly scouted by mr.yo. And I'm surprised that mr.yo actually allowed himself to go out there, right? He knew, okay, that's a lot of men-at-arms and an archer range follow-up. Quite a ballsy move.
This is just so MbL. Everything MbL is doing is just there's a method to his madness, but there is a bit of madness, you know, and chaos. And I think mr.yo's done well to adapt to it so far. But on the other maps, it was a lot easier to control. Here you've got like 4 different middle ponds, which can be your focus. You've got the whole outer water, and this is Japanese we're talking about, who are one of the best civs when fishing ships are involved. So.
Defensive house, double ranges. mr.yo takes a good look at everything. Gets a hit in against the skirm here, taking some HP away. Won't mind that. Actually commits.
mr.yo loves those weak scouts, though. He loves a good auto scout there to get vision on the map. And he loses it. Maybe he pressed auto scout too early.
Okay, where are we using our army now here as mr.yo? Through the center, lots of vision for MbL, who's going for like dock number 4 already.
Yeah, dock number 4.
We have 5 minutes into the game.
But here's another question. Where do you feel like you can actually use your army if you're Yo? Because you don't have a scout. And if we could switch to Yo's Fog of War, every time he moves out, there's a red building and there's a red army waiting for him.
Yeah, really nice vision for MbL as well. And army's intercepted, but those men-at-arms, they are losing an efficiency now. All the ranged units out on the field.
Yo added a second range a long time ago now, like 2 or 3 minutes ago, which in Empire Wars is everything. And yeah, he's really starting to overtake with the numbers. So MbL needs to recover. MbL dropping the market to maybe buy and balance out some resources to click up here. But the big issue for him is the military numbers, but nice micro.
We actually see a lot of market play on this map, right? Because if you're forced into skirmishes, you can't pull the villagers away from gold like you would on normal maps, right?
Yep.
So you always are going to collecting quite a lot of gold, and that's why he has to buy food.
Yeah, villagers in the middle being found there. The galley is still there to protect. I don't know how much either player knows about that. The stone being sold for MbL, so he's really desperate to get the gold to click up. He actually queued up an extra galley in the middle, and he can't click up the Castle Age now.
Really? That close?
Yep. You'd have to sell the wood here, which he does do. And he clicks up.
Yeah. Dropped off the resources. Skirmishes should be fine here with the defense. No armor upgrade on those, though. Doesn't make a difference in skirm versus skirm, but the archers doing double the damage.
In theory, they're both playing really heavy skirms, which would make this very heavy into knights. In any other scenario where there's 11 fishing ships versus 10. But a lot of the fishing ships are on gold. Yeah. So we'll see. It really comes down to the farms. I see mr.yo's got the farms. For MbL, I'm not sure if he's got the farm count he needs.
Maybe this camel skirm for mr.yo, or maybe like open with 2 knights actually to aid against all the other skirms. And what's MbL's plan? He's actually back to adding men-at-arms.
I think on paper, that's exactly what you need to do.
I think so as well.
It's just like the ram scenario earlier. On paper, the Cumans should add rams, but no one ever does it. Ended up working out. Here, it's like, if there was a unit designed to deal with skirms and camels, it's a longsword.
It is 4 archers in there, but those should be sniped. And maybe focusing down those archers, like MbL is now, is nice heads-up thinking.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Can Yo know, by those archers being the focus, that that's what's coming?
They should always be the focus anyways, right? And now the 2 men-at-arms are going in. He should not show them till he gets the first armor upgrade.
Ooh, that's a big play there from Yo. The fire ships work faster for the Byzantines. There was 0 resistance in that pawn for MbL and a lot of fishing eco. Yo is essentially taking the opponent out of position with this army, taking his focus away, and that could be 6 or 7 eco kills for Mr. Yo.
Interesting. Going for fires, right? Yeah, they're working faster, but typically on small pawns, we are seeing most of the time Hulk being the most prevalent unit there because they win the 1v1 fight. Lots of upgrades coming in. MbL's fully committing to longshots now.
Yeah, but he has to chase with it. He has to chase with it, and I think
Gate, villagers.
That could give him a lot of time. That could give the opponent a lot of time. Nice gates from MbL. And, you know, if you full clear this, I'm suddenly okay with it. He doesn't have Bodkin yet, but that's still a really nice engagement.
I absolutely love that for MbL, and he has to be happy with this. This buys him so much time, and with all the fishing ships that he has on the map, he thinks he's in a good spot.
That might change, though. That might change, because he's spamming fishing ships into a pond that he's going to be losing here. I know he's Japanese, and he's got a chance to recover, but it's kind of tough to recover against 2 upgraded fires when you've got nothing so far. Random demo there.
Against Japanese as well.
I think that was probably intended for another pond. I don't know. But Yo kills the 2 villagers in the middle. He also kills the galleys in the middle. And Mr. Yo will drop the town centers, and again, just 2nd and 3rd town center. Just like the other games where Mr. Yo found victory.
This is sweet for him. And yeah, you saw, look, woodlines are running out, so adding town centers is really fortunate for him here.
Yep.
And yeah, he will be really happy with how this is progressing.
Oh, no way. No way this actually gets value. No way. Okay. Well, it got value. You could consider, some might consider that value.
Some value? Yeah, yeah.
So, long term, Nilly, it isn't good for Japanese here. I think Byzantines have all the options.
In some world where we think like mass towers and mass traps is an option.
Yep.
But
true.
then again, like bombard cannons are great. Also, Dromons are incredible on this map, I believe.
Yeah. Just getting access to Dromons immediately early Imperial Age. It's like a combo of a Mangonel and a Cannon Galleon. It can be super strong, but I think MbL's kind of got like that Arabia mentality. He's played this matchup mostly on that map, and I think it scales even worse for the Japanese there. And I think MbL's probably like, I gotta end this game quickly. Byzantines have the cheaper imp, they have the stronger castles, they have the cataphracts, the cheap skirms, the hand cannons, the bomber cannons, the list goes on. And the area of the map that has decided the games a lot is right here on the front.
It's trying to squeeze through there. Interesting choice.
Oof.
Quite some HP, and now the knights are so much better. Only one single longsword left there.
Yeah, he lost the two of the most important units there, didn't he? But he might have been reacting in the south. Mr. Yo will actually push this back. MbL might be able to get more value than we thought, though. The knights don't have bloodlines for the Byzantines. Beautiful job from Yo to go back with that weak knight, though, to heal it up. I think as long as MbL does... Man, another nice save from Yo. I think as long as MbL doesn't lose the skirms there, though, he can always make a couple more units to complement them.
Okay, so game is slowing down a bit now. What should be the next steps? It feels like both feel like, okay, my economy is set up reasonably well. And if we're thinking this game is going long, we need to think about strategic positioning. And that's probably where do we build our next castle. That's the step for MbL.
It's interesting because as MbL's going to drop a tower foundation, he could lose that tower foundation. Interesting, MbL's going to opt for towers instead of a castle. Honestly, if you get a lot of them, it could be very strong. And he doesn't have the safety to build a forward castle at the moment because he lost a lot of his longswords.
So you lures those ships away. Look at that, instant reaction. Great move. And castle in the middle. Not super aggressive. Feels like MbL is happy to play the long game here.
Yep.
And you favor Byzantines for all the reasons you mentioned.
Well, I'd love to maybe get a double click on the oysters here and see how much gold is on the map, but we should wait on that. Because we've got this fight here. But after the fight, I think we need to double check nearly, because I'm guessing like 70% of the map is oysters. 70% of the gold on the map is oysters, and the majority of it's right here.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense to control this area. Towers, as you said, can be nice, but it feels like MbL. Look at how low his resources are. He's so far away from Imperial Age.
Well, he kind of did the same thing as earlier. It's like now he's going... He's going for a tower in the north and a sneak dock in the north. He's also going for a castle down here in the south. He's like doing like 6 or 7 different things at once. So it's another chaotic flurry for MbL. The hope, obviously, is that if the first two attacks don't break the opponent, the third one will. But mr.yo he's kept it simple here. He's just sat back. He's waiting for his castle, and I think his castle should be able to go up. But he has to be careful now, because Samurai are actually in production for MbL.
Is mr.yo missing a second building? Look at that. He has the resources to go up. University needed.
Oh, and MbL's going forward castle right now. Forward castle on his face.
Knights out there to intercept, though. Counter castle by mr.yo, sending a lot of villagers.
I mean, it all comes down to if MbL's castle can go up and how quickly the imp is for Yo. At the same time, we could have other things happening on water. mr.yo's losing villagers here.
mr.yo, he's pulling more. He's pulling so many more. I think both castles are going up, but it will be imp advantage by 4 or 5 minutes.
What's better, 1 castle or 3 castles?
3 castles?
Okay, because I think MbL is planning on the third.
Is he? 22 on stone.
He is more on stone than any other resource. So, and he also doesn't have a very big supporting army. But here he comes. He wants another castle.
It's a lot of resources here.
And there's another castle.
Doesn't overcommit though, right? Could have been a more wild castle if you really wanted to go wild.
Yeah, also Hawks on the water at the same time. Yo's defending. I think MbL's castle will likely go up, but when your resources are balanced like this, it's going to be a problem. Another counter castle from Yo. He buys it. Will it go up?
Seems like he's pulling enough villagers. I think both castles again are going up. Maybe this time with a bit more losses for mr.yo. Skirmishes are dying as well. Samurais are coming in. They're charging quite nicely. mr.yo, oh, those are more lost than I anticipated.
If MbL can save those samurai, get to the back, there's a lot of bills for the taking there. But it's really tough, because he's looking a million other places right now.
He might not even know about this.
Yeah.
LS6 is coming in. MbL still deep in castle age. Yeah, doesn't know about the woodlines in the back.
He doesn't have rams out. He can't make trebs. mr.yo can make trebs in 30 seconds from both of these castles.
Are we doing petards?
With 19 on food? I don't know, but yeah, like certainly petards from that castle would maybe make sense.
Yeah. 16 idle villagers in there. Crazy. And he only has 67 villagers.
He's going to drop another castle now. Yeah, that castle's more defensive, but that imp timing from mr.yo is a game changer here. Such great decisions from Yo defensively there. Like, he was already planning on his own castle, but to build the second one like that, he made that look very easy.
Builds a gate there, doesn't want to be intercepted in any weird ways. What are the ideas now for mr.yo? He knows, okay, I will clear up those castles. You will buy yourself a bit of time. MbL, he needs to make a decision. Are we still playing towards him? Is he trying to make something happen in castle age? It feels like he has no chance in pushing. So, imp, and then somehow pray that mr.yo is not crazy with his speed?
Yeah, I think so. The unfortunate thing is, Yo can hit every single castle immediately. He will take these 2 castles with the trebs. Those are going to go down. He can hit the other 2 castles with Dramans on the water. Unless MbL drops a tower there or something. So it's actually very realistic that mr.yo ends up taking 4 castles down, loses none of his own, and loses the same amount of villagers as the opponent this game with the 70 to 7 KD. So again, amazing from Yo. He's been the more consistent player in the series. He's held on against the chaos here. And I mean, I'm struggling for ideas right now for MbL. It feels like the game, there's no positives to his situation right now.
Yeah, well, he has to go like really far back in his base, maybe do something with towers again, but I think he's struggling to find the answers as well. Just so much stone investment. And mr.yo, like this is no investment basically to clear this up, right? He had the 2 castles, he had all the docks, he lost to build those Drummons, and I'm not even sure if this dock is going up and MbL is questioning this.
Yeah, and MbL's going to tap out. mr.yo is going to win 3-1. It was a great series. The first 2 games especially, Yo was able to just survive the chaos, weather the storm. And listen, I don't care how experienced you are, I don't care how many LAN events you've been at, but winning the first series has got to be a huge relief, right? So it's got to feel great.
Yeah, especially in the group where we said, like, this set might already decide who's going through, right?
Yeah.
And now MbL, he needs a win against either Hard or Hera. What a colossal task.
I guess, in theory, MbL should be hoping that Hart loses to Hera later, right? Like if Hera is seen as the best player in the world in terms of his next matchup, right? Or is he going to play them regardless? He plays them regardless?
Yeah, it's a round-robin system. He plays against everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
the question
I personally feel like, you know, against Hera, it's going to be extremely difficult for MbL. Against Heart, I'd give his chances maybe ever so slightly less than against Yo.
Okay.
So I think it's doable for MbL.
So what is MbL hoping for? Heart, winning against Hera and being like super motivated and coming from a high, or losing against Hera and being basically an elimination match against MbL?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what MbL needed, though, as weird as it sounds, is he needed some games where he had winning moments that he could learn from. And every single game that he lost today, he had a position where I feel he could go back to it and say, I adjust this slightly differently. Next series, I'm more relaxed. I've already played a series. I'm not as nervous, and then adjust it better. But I mean, part of what makes Yo so good is he made the decisions. First series, no questions.
It's crazy, right? His decision making. Like, obviously, he's been playing for like 20 years now, and like puts himself into weird spots. Played against a lot of opponents that had weird spots as well. And yeah, I love to pick his brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it will be Riley and Dave interviewing Yo in our, what is that, the deck? The deck of the ship? The
HMS Londinium.
Well, okay.
Yes, we haven't quite figured out exactly which part of the ship we're in here, and Yo's in the middle of pillaging all of our treasure here as well. You don't get the prize money until the tournament's finished, mate. You can't start stealing stuff just yet.
Just looking.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Yo. A tidy win for you, 3-1 against MbL. Tell us about how you're feeling heading into this match, playing against MbL. What were your thoughts? Did you have certain ideas prepared, given having MbL as your opponent?
Well, I do have some strategy set up for him, but let's say no one game turns out what I thought it should be. You know, no matter the civilization or the strategy is so unusual, but that's MbL's play style. You know.
Yeah, there's only so much planning you can do.
Yeah.
Dave?
I mean, Riley already talked about it, right? How do you even begin to prepare against a player like MbL? Everyone else in this tournament feels kind of standard, but you've played against him so many times in the past, and it's always one of my favorite matchups. It's always crazy.
I guess you just have to play yourself. MbL is this creative player or weird player, no matter how you put it, but there's no way you can predict his move. Just do your economy well and play well. That's it.
Did you incorporate the new maps? Was that part of your strategy coming in? Because you played Blue Wells, and then obviously Stone Drift was included as well. Was that part of your strategy, like banking on his lack of preparation maybe coming into this tournament?
I picked this map because they have water. And I know MbL's only weakness might be water. He doesn't play water map that much, mostly Arabia, right?
Can you rank from 1 to 10 how surprised you were on the first game when he picked Saracens and then he had scouts at your base?
10. I didn't expect that save. And scout opening is unexpected.
And I think everyone can agree here. He put a lot of pressure on you, but you reacted very well. Are you feeling good mechanically, other than your strategy coming in, which really worked? But your mechanics, are they feeling good here? Are you comfortable?
I don't think both of us are playing like really well in the first game, and there are some mistakes here and there, but I think his strategy is not that good against mine.
And your chances going forward after you won this set, how big was this set for you in such a tough group?
Big.
And how confident do you feel going up against Hera and Hart?
Big. I have no confidence against Hera or Hart. But it's good to have one win at least. And next round, I think I'm playing Hart, right?
Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to check exactly the way.
Yeah, it should be.
You'll play him at some point. Yes.
Yeah, I think Hart is gonna be tough. Hera, never mind. who cares?
Never mind. Okay, it's a buy, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Yo, congratulations on the win. A great start to your Red Bull Wallaloo Londinium. You must be really pleased. 3-1 over MbL. Thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
We're going to head it over now to our casters once again. They've got some highlights to share with us from what we've just seen in this set between Mr. Yo and MbL.
Yeah, Mr. Yo's transparency as good as ever there. That was awesome. Yeah, he looked visibly relieved that he got the win here. Back to what we said. Do you find it interesting as we get to the highlights for the series? Do you find it interesting that he lacks so much confidence against Hart in a LAN?
I was a bit surprised how hard he judged that one, right?
Yeah.
Especially Hart, who struggle a bit in LANs, right?
Yes.
We have to say, like, we consider him maybe top 5, top 6 even in online games, but he didn't have, like, any breakthrough sets even in the last LANs, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was my
like,
feeling as well.
Ranking him so much higher than himself, I was surprised by that.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of experience playing against each other, and I think for players, it's just going to be based on how each player feels on the other side of the screen. There's no question on Hart's talent. He was saying that, though, about Hart. We'll see him later. He was actually in the semifinals last time around. I think he got swept by Hera. But yeah, we'll see what Mr. Yo does when they run into each other here. But he said he didn't expect the scouts. I didn't expect the scouts from Saracens either.
Yeah, well, that is a wild strategy, right? But you can use the market. It is MbL. You need to always do a really good job of scouting. And that CA dive, yeah, in the end, all the CAs are dying. But MbL's economy simply 20 villagers behind here. The key moment of the game.
Yeah, it was huge. And that's exactly the game you want to start off the series. And Mr. Yo, I think, led with some confidence going into the second game. But what is that, like 6 villager kills, but 30 idols right there?
It's like it's
Yeah, ridiculous. I think the worker efficiency last minute dipped down to like something like 20% there. And then he finishes the game with the forward castle. Just the perfect opening.
Yeah, perfect timing there as well, right? Because actually MbL had the water control, just won the big fight, but Villager snuck through. And then on the second game, Stone Drift, the landing there by MbL was quite nice, some nice aggression, but Mr. Yo able to clear up the first tower.
Yeah, sometimes the question is how do you beat someone when they do the strategy, and maybe there's counter answers. If you can't beat them, join them is also a bit of advice, and that's exactly what Yo did. He counter-landed his opponent after MbL went for the unusual landing, and he mitigated the damage at home. He won the Islands game. Game number 3, though. Again, MbL just bringing random things, chaotic things to the fold. Man-at-Arms, Archer, and Spearman opening. But Mr. Yo just couldn't really find a way to do significant damage to MbL this game.
Yeah, and that was the big difference, right? Crossbows and skirmishes here doing so much more damage on the side for MbL. Mangle Micro completely off the
So
spot, gets the kill at the bottom, gets the kill at the top, and keeps both of his Mangalots alive.
Yeah, and honestly, you think about the whole series, Nilly. If Yo doesn't counter land, I guarantee you there's siege from MbL on his TC, and then Yo has to play counter siege, and then MbL wins that game, and then it's a different situation. This was a sick opening from Yo.
Crazy, right? And yeah, Byzantine bonus, right? You have the better vision, you see this coming. Nice quick wall by Mr. Yo, and then the Archer defense was good. And MbL, he went for some crazy aggression. We thought maybe going for some towers instead of 3 castles could have been an option here. He did not gain enough ground.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, MbL just, I think the eco fell apart, the game plan fell apart, and he said, screw it, let's send it. And honestly, against lesser players, the send it maybe works. Maybe against other civs, it works as well, but Mr. Yo played it perfectly. Ends up trepping down 2 castles, has the Dramans and the other pawns to take care of the 3rd and the 4th, and then Mr. Yo obviously wins the series. So, in my opinion, a great series to show us what the players are capable of. Kind of an expected series in terms of MbL's chaos being a little too much. He needs a little bit more control in the next sets. And Mr. Yo is showing he's pretty on top of his game.
Yeah, happy to see that. Typically a slow starter this time with the W. And I'm excited to see what's up next.